So I wanted to actually talk about how I almost worked with Ninja, and this is way before he blew up, and actually it's a really interesting story because it actually ties into an old video I made back in the day. And I think you guys will actually enjoy this because I don't normally get in my personal life. I never really talk about my at-home life, and this will be one of the very few times that I actually do talk about like a story that's, God, it's getting close to a decade old at this point. Man, I'm old. But in short, I'm going to switch over to some gameplay and you're not going to see my ugly mug, and I'm going to talk about the story in greater detail. I do want to say something. Everything I'm talking about is true, and I actually have the video linked down below, so this is just kind of a reiteration of that story and going into greater detail. So if you want to check out that video, it'll be linked up there. So this is actually kind of an interesting story because it ends very odd and you really don't expect that life will kind of find ways to come around at you again and it'll change up what you think is reality. And that's a psychopathic statement, but I love it. So we're going to start the story off with Elgato and talking about this small little company that really nobody had heard about. Hopog, reigning champion of the capture card industry, like they're dominating everything. But along comes this little company named Elgato, and there comes this little boy named Balin who comes up and says, "I can sell you little cards. I know I can sell them," and I did. So basically, I met up with these guys completely by random. Nick hits me up, and if you guys don't know who Nick is, he's a colleague of mine. But basically, he contacts me and says, "Yo, check out these guys' Minecraft stream." Already cringed, dying in my pants, so I'm like, all right, sure, I'll check these guys out. We start talking between the guys, and they're talking about setting up a world record, and I'm like, what the hell do you mean? What do you mean a world record? How do you make a video game world record? And they talk about it, and they say they want to break the longest time playing a video game nonstop when Halo 4 releases, and I'm like, oh, it's about to be lit. Because Halo was still in kind of that prime age where it's like Halo Reach had just come out, but it's not too crappy. Like, Reach is bad to most people, but they're wrong. Reach was awesome. I loved everything about Reach, and I thought to myself, oh man, when Halo 4 comes out, this is going to be that big reinvigorating spark. It's going to be the new platform. 343 can't possibly screw us over. I'm like, 343 knows that they're holding on to one of the most valuable franchises in the world. They're not going to screw it up. Yeah. So sure enough, these guys actually enlist me to kind of be their business partner in this thing. And basically, my job is to contact sponsors. I'm trying to find anyone who will want to put their name to this event because we were going to get the one and the only Ninja, Tyler Blevins, who was relatively just kind of like, oh hey, I know that guy. Basically, this is when Ninja was kind of hitting that point of becoming a semi-retired Halo pro streamer. Like, for those of you who don't know, Ninja is an amazing gamer because he's actually a former MLG player. And like, that's why he plays at such the tier he is, because that guy has been so vetted and trained out. Like, I watched him for hours back when he was streaming out Halo Reach and Halo 3, and I'm like, this man is a machine. And for those of you wondering, I'm like, he was exactly the same dude as he was, just less talkative. Just he didn't talk as much because he was more focused on the game. Exact same dude, had the best personality, one of the friendliest people you would ever listen to talk on the internet to, because it was like he would get in the zone, he would get into those conflicts. It was like those little one-on-ones where it's like two people, BRs, nothing else, trying to see who's gonna get that lucky shot that just makes him win. That he was so in the zone, so intense. He doesn't even yell at other people. He was going ham on it. So basically, my job was that these guys already had a GameStop signed on board. Like, they were going to actually host the actual event and put their name on the event and actually going to be like, okay, yeah, we're going to do this world record. We're going to break the world record for the most consistent time streaming a first-person shooter game. We're going to host it in one of our locations. I don't remember where. And it's going to be these two guys, Jordan and Hackster, because I don't remember I think it was Adam. Yeah, it was Adam. Jordan and Adam. And we're going to get Tyler on as well. So we've got GameStop actually hosting this event. They are actually going to put their name on this event, which is a terrifying thing to do, an event where crap can go wrong fast. So my job was to get any other businesses we possibly could to really get them on board and say, it's like, look, in so many words, we want money to promote your brand and we want to put you in front of our cameras, because the reality is that we're going to make more than one of these. We're going to be doing a lot of these. We want to do a world record every year. That was Adam and Jordan's big goal, is every year, new record, just smash it and destroy it and become one of the first streamer houses back in the day. And I mean, like, they wanted it, they actually went through with it. They actually did this tournament, and they bought a house, and they became a streamer house. Unfortunately, things fell through, and I'll get to that later. So, this is one doofy little thing I always say, is like, whenever I'm in Ninja stream, I'll usually donate like $5 or $10, and then I'll do the text-to-speech back before he blew up on Fortnite. Oh my god. And I would always be like, hey, I was the dude who got you that free Elgato card with the event, all that crap. He's like, oh, hey, yeah, I remember you, all that crap. It's like, it's so corny, but I just love it because I'm like, the dude after a year and a half still remembered me. I'm like, that is nice. That doesn't feel like I'm like some nobody. It feels amazing because one of the most surreal feelings to watch a guy that you were this close to working with become like the biggest Twitch streamer on the platform. I'm like, it's surreal in my opinion, because I'm like, I didn't have a hand in that. I don't feel like I contributed at all, but I'm like, I was this close to working with the biggest streamer, and I'm happy that it's the nicest guy on the planet is now one of the faces of Twitch. Because I'm like, you might not understand this. He is one of the straightest, biggest OGs on the platform. I'm like, he has been with Jay Ghosty for the longest time. He's been a genuinely nice guy. He's been grinding out streaming for those 6, 7, 8 hour days, 10-hour days. Like, he put his time and effort out there, and I'm like, there are so many OGs, and it's amazing to watch some guy that you're like, yeah, I worked with that guy, and he's now the face of Twitch. So a little bit more I want to actually talk about the event before I get all too personal into it is basically like the event went off without a hitch, and I'm going to go look around for the actual event, and I'm going to post it in the comment section down below because like I don't think you're going to have time to watch the whole 25, 26 hour stream. It exists somewhere in the ether, but there's highlight reels, and I think that you can look them up on like Synergy Gaming, and it was like the clips there were just doofy little moments that occurred, but it was really intense. It was a great competition, and I think they were at the time they were getting like 2,000 viewers during the stream, 2,000 to 4,000. It's like, yeah, that may not sound like a lot now, but for the early days of Twitch, like 2 or 3 years in, that was kind of a big deal. So what happened? Like, why did I not end up working with Ninja? Why am I not like big balling and helping all these Twitch people and being like, oh, I'm the businessman? Well, family happened. Haha. Yeah, that's always the best way to start anything. So I've always had parents who were just, they weren't interested in this whole YouTube thing. They didn't care about it, and they still don't. They don't really get that it's like, there's an opportunity here. Not necessarily like a financial or a business. It's just a creative opportunity. There's the ability to just meet people you've never known over the internet and do great things together. So my fatal mistake was I really did not tell my parents about this at all. And you might find that kind of funny or stupid, but I'm like, it's just, imagine this. Coming downstairs one day, you're just kind of chilling and watching TV to find your kids say, hey, I bought a plane ticket, I'm going to Texas. Like, what? Yeah. Yeah, I bought a plane ticket. I was ready to fly down to Texas for like the 3 days and just try to go and oversee the event, because I wasn't partaking in the event. I was just kind of overseeing it, and I was going to really put my hand in as many pockets as possible and be like, hi, I am interested in doing this business stuff. Let me market your companies. Like, I am a person. I am like, just do all the networking possible to get my name out there, because I really wanted to make this my job, and I still do. It's still one of my biggest goals to be like, I want to market YouTubers and Twitch streamers. I want to get their name out there. I want to get the money. So I think we can all imagine what happened next. I proceeded to get yelled at and threatened for the better part of 2.5 hours. And I thought one of the most stupid things in my brain was like, I grabbed my best friend and I'm like, hey, can you really support me through this? Because I'm like, I know they're going to yell. I know they're going to be angry at me. But for the most part, that's the big thing. I expected them to be like, if you can provide us with information and facts about this event, then we'll let you go. We won't be happy about it, but we'll let you go. And I'm like, so, parents are asking me questions like, who are these people? Well, I gave them their names. Oh, where is this location? I gave them the address. Well, who's hosting the event? I gave them the GameStop. Like, I gave them the emails. I gave them as much as I possibly could, and it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So why is that interesting? I was left with the ultimatum. You go down to Texas or you're moved out of our house. You're out on your ass. Now in most cases, like in this day and age, I almost would have taken that. But the reality was I was 16 or 17 at the time, and I really did not have a job at that point. I had no idea how I was supposed to survive on my own, because, and again, I might be going a little too personal here, but my parents had kind of sheltered me a lot through my life. And I swear to you, it was almost like a dirty tactic to basically be like, we'll never teach him about like paying bills or doing taxes or mortgage or any of that crap, so that inevitably when he does want to move out, then he won't really know what to do. He'll be screwed. And it's so stupid. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's how I really felt it was. So me just being terrified, and really like this fight was for 2 hours. I analyzed as much as I could, but I realized I'm like, I just don't have enough money. I don't know how to really hold down a job and pay bills. I can't move out. They've got me in the screw hole here. And There's more crap that happened that involved threatening certain individuals, but I won't leave that in. I won't talk about that to, keep their privacy kind of intact. But it really was bad. It was like 2.5 hours threatening to slash someone's tires, threatening their life, and like it was not okay. It was really messed up. So that's what ultimately happened, of like why I didn't actually go to the event. But then even worse happened later. So the event goes off without a hitch. They break the record. They were I think it was with Guinness Book of World Records or somebody. I can never remember because I don't remember seeing any of the officials there, because there's supposed to be an officiator if you do something like that. I can't remember if there was or not, but basically they beat the record, and then the plan starts to go into motion. Like, okay, we're gonna buy the house, we're gonna stream these events, we're gonna like once a year try to break a world record, and the main guy Jordan gets into a giant car accident, and you're just like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. This on the cusp of trying to launch a streamer house, trying to make like an event, trying to make like a team, an organization. Like one of the worst things could happen. You're left kind of paralyzed, not literally, but figuratively paralyzed in this situation. So ultimately, I got to see the fruit of my labor through a stream, and I'm like, I really should have been there. I was so mad, and I'm like, I really look back all the time, and I'm like, right, it would have been such a great networking effort. I would have met so many people. I would have actually got to meet Ninja and talk with so many people, and actually start putting my foot in the industry, and like get at least a sense of what the gaming industry in the world and what we were heading towards would be like. And this, keep in mind, was like 6 years ago. I'm like, this is before YouTube has this level of explosion and growth where people understand now that this is like a job and this is a career and you can build a business off of this. This was like, oh god, you want to play video games for money? Well, how do you do that? What is an advertisement? What is Google? Like, it was insanity because nobody knew this stuff, and I was going to be one of the first people in the industry, but ultimately I chicken shit out, like, and it just it eats at me quite often, because I really want the opportunity to get into this industry. I want to make a difference in people's lives. So that's the story, guys. That's really everything. I'm like, there's a couple things left out, but for the most part, I'm like, I was really just astounded to see people know who Ninja was. I'm like, I watched his streams back when he was having like 50 to 200 viewers, and just being like, those days where you would just like, oh man, he just feels so like demotivated because this isn't a job for him. This wasn't enough money to support himself. It was all about the pro gaming and trying to survive doing the pro gaming. To now he's like, he's living high life, and I'm so happy. And I'm like, of all the people who became the face of Twitch, of all people, it was the best possible person. Like, Tyler, if some miracle Tyler is listening, I'm like, you are Twitch. You are the face of Twitch. You were perfect from the beginning. You did so much grinding. I remember watching countless hours, and I'm just like, I'm so proud of you, because I know it's coming from a nobody. It's really nothing at all, but it's amazing to watch somebody who you just sit there and you're like, they're demotivated, they're trying to do their best, they're trying to get more viewers, they're trying to make this a career, to now it's like watching them become the president. That's it, guys. I'll see you in the next video.